Hi everyone. So in this video I'm going to tell you guys pretty much a little bit about my first pregnancy and the things that I did wrong in my first pregnancy that I'm trying to fix in my second pregnancy, and just really talk about the whole pregnancy and stuff like that. That way when you guys are watching my pregnancy update videos, you guys can have a little better understanding of where I'm coming from and what I'm talking about and why I'm doing things a little bit different. So that's what this video is, supposed to help you guys for, okay? So let's just get started. So when I got pregnant, I weighed 127, okay? And that's a great weight to start at. So I was like kind of skinny and kind of fit, and that was a good weight. My doctor was happy when I went to the first, ultrasound and checkup. She said, okay, great. Okay, so I've always been kind of skinny, like my whole life. I wasn't really like worrying about what I was gonna eat or anything about the pregnancy. I thought like, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna stay skinny the whole time and just get this beautiful big belly and not have to worry about gaining weight, because I've never gained weight ever, okay? So I was very, very wrong, okay? So when I was probably barely 3 months pregnant, so not showing at all, just really kind of starting out the pregnancy, that's when you're barely past the first trimester, I started working at a place where I was working in the later shift, so it was usually 3 p.m. or 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. or 1 a.m. okay, so it's kind of really late, okay? So that was the shift that I was working, usually 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week, so really often, okay? And I didn't like to bring any food to work, because if I left it in my car, it would get all gross by the time that it was time for my lunch break. And there were so many people, like so many employees, that if I leave it in the kitchen or the like the cupboards that they had for us, it would be gone, or I'd be worried that people put something in it, because I'm being dead serious here. Some people, like 2 or 3 people, got fired from my job for being caught either stealing food or stealing people's like wallets and stuff in there, because you could leave like your backpacks, or being caught adding some stuff into people's food. So I was really worried about that, because I was pregnant, so I didn't want anything happening to my baby because of some stupid person putting something in my food or not having my food because they stole it. So I just skipped that whole thing, and I said to myself, I'm just gonna buy food every single day, because obviously I'd be starving, because I'm not going home pretty much till the next day, and I'm there from the afternoon, So so I bought food every day, and since I was working the later shifts, usually McDonald's was the only place that was open that late, because I think there are 24-hour McDonald's where I worked, and sometimes if I'd have lunch a little bit early, I'd be able to get Subway, okay? So being me and not thinking about like gaining so much weight during pregnancy, because I didn't think I would, I was eating McDonald's every day, fry, a burger, a drink. Sometimes I treat myself to the little apple pie, the little like this shape apple pie things, and every single day. It was really bad. And if not, I'd be at Subway, which my doctor told me was bad for me, because I always got the like a lot of mayonnaise on my sandwich, and then I had chips. So either way I was going, it wasn't too healthy, But of course I didn't think about that, but it was bad, because as soon as I got to like 20 weeks into my pregnancy, I started to have really bad high blood pressure, and my doctor was getting worried, and she was getting worried about my weight. She was really surprised, like, since I was kind of skinny before, how was I gaining so much weight? The baby was growing fine at the same pace and everything like that, but my body, like my arms, my legs, everything, my face, like my nose, everything was gaining weight like really fast, and it was too like drastic and dramatic for my body that I just got really bad high blood pressure. And also, since the whole time that I was working, I was on my feet standing and kind of lifting heavy things, which I know it's kind of bad, but I was careful, you know. I had really like fat swollen feet and fat swollen hands, but I know that was also due to like what was it, like all the salt I was intaking and from McDonald's, probably the fries and stuff like that. But my hands and feet were super swollen that I'd actually have to be icing them and kind of like squishing them, like my hands and feet. And my shoes, I had to get new shoes to be a size up, cause not that my foot grew, but it got so fat and my shoelaces were like super loose. It was horrible. So I just really didn't take care of myself during that pregnancy in the way of eating and not really giving myself a break to, you know, sit down, because you're standing for 8 to 9 hours. So I didn't really give myself a break to relax and enjoy myself, just sit down and stuff like that, or eat healthy. So that's really bad. So I got really high blood pressure, and at the end of my pregnancy, I had to have my doctor write a note saying that I couldn't work anymore at 36 weeks pregnant, even though I wanted to make it all the way until like I was gonna give birth, like almost 40 weeks, you know, in my mind. But she told me I couldn't work anymore because my feet were so swollen, and I had told her that they're not like giving me, like, they knew, obviously they know I'm pregnant, but they weren't giving me like easier jobs to do. Like they wouldn't have me not lift things or put things up or be doing squats and this and that like all over. So, you know, I just had to stop working, which kind of helped a little bit because I kind of started eating a little bit healthier, but I still had and getting a little more rest, but I still had the high blood pressure. So at 38 weeks, I had went to the doctor, actually to the hospital, because I just felt a little strange. I kind of like was out of it and tired. I had gone to martial arts a little bit earlier that day, and I was just a little bit tired and out of it, and I felt like my son wasn't moving at all. And it was kind of scaring me because he's always bouncing around, especially when I go to martial arts, you know, like he's bouncing around because I'm moving, but he wasn't moving at all. So I, you know, told my family, and we all went to the hospital. And right then and there, when they checked my blood pressure, they're like, you gotta have this baby right now. They said I could have had my baby like a week ago due to how high my blood pressure was. So they induced me right then and there that night. And I had to give birth. So I gave birth at 38 weeks, so 2 weeks early, due to the high blood pressure. So yeah, so I learned my lesson. You know, you can't just eat whatever you want, even if you were skinny to begin with, because you are still gonna gain that weight. I gained over 50 pounds when the doctors prefer you to gain around 20, at most 30 pounds, not 50 pounds, not more. Okay, so yeah, so during this pregnancy, I am definitely trying to eat a lot of greens, having a lot of jumbo juice when I can't eat because I can't stop throwing up. I'm just trying to eat healthy and trying to get a lot of rest, and when I get a little bit deeper down into my pregnancy, I will definitely not be constantly on my feet, you know, so that way they don't really get too swollen. And, you know, just try to take it easy because you are growing a baby. Yeah, so that was the story of my pregnancy. I gave birth to my son naturally. He came out perfectly fine. He's beautiful, everything. He's healthy and all of that. He's 6 months old now, and everything's great. But yeah, so when I'm talking about in my pregnancy videos why I weigh so much right now, you know, and my family and friends that know me, usually I don't weigh this much. It's because, you know, of my this pregnancy I'm talking about, the first pregnancy, I gained so much weight. You know, I gave birth at 179, so pretty much 180. So I lost 30 pounds pretty fast, like right after I gave birth, you know, because I don't know, maybe I just started eating better, and I breastfed for almost 5 months. So, you know, breastfeeding makes you have contractions and makes you, you know, lose the weight way faster. So I did lose 30 pounds, but I did start out the second pregnancy at 154. So, you know, I do weigh a little bit more than I should starting the pregnancy, but I'm trying my best. You know, I go to martial arts, and I try to walk around a little bit, get my walks in, that way I don't gain weight. And I'm trying my best not to eat too much fast food. I've been eating a lot at home, and like I said, having Jamba Juice and greens and stuff like that, okay? So that's kind of just the story of my first pregnancy that I really haven't shared with anyone because it's kind of personal, but I want you guys to know, that way it can help you if you're pregnant or if you're wanting to get pregnant. You know, that way you know that no matter if you're skinny or a little bit heavy or whatever, no matter how much you weigh at the beginning of your pregnancy, you can always mess it up and get super fat by the end, and it could be bad, because, you know, it could have totally gone wrong for me when you're super fat and gaining the weight so fast in a short amount of time. It's kind of bad, you know. A lot of things could have gone wrong, so I'm thankful that nothing did happen to my baby or really anything bad to me, you know. But kind of woke me up to try to be healthy for this pregnancy. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I hope this helps you guys out. If you enjoyed this video, like it down below, and if you guys are not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Have a nice day.